CT Series here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And Phil, talk a little bit about the track, your thoughts on this 1 mile flat track here in New Hampshire.
Well, first of all, it's an incredible honor to come down here and be part of this. It's got quite a following throughout New England, and to be a part of the history of bringing the ACT cars to New Hampshire is kind of a dream come true for a lot of people, and I think it means a lot to everyone that I've talked with.
Phil, there are a lot of ACT fans in this area. A lot of folks have seen them race in places like Oxford, Maine, and Thunder Road, and some of the other tracks around here. But really here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, it's an opportunity for fans to see a series that they've really never seen before. What can they expect?
I think you're going to see an awful lot of competition between our drivers. We have a spec engine rule and spec tires and so forth, and I don't know, it's not club racing by any stretch. Very, very competitive. But the cars are so close that it takes a lot of skill to set your car up, and then a lot of skill to drive them as well, because you'll see some good side-by-side racing in 2, 3, and 4 deep.
When you look at some of the NASCAR series, part of the problem all along in recent years has been it's just so expensive to operate. Is it a little bit more reasonable to run a team in the ACT series?
Absolutely. I've been around the series since its inception, and when we were first starting, the engines were very, very expensive, and now even today, this was 15, 20 years ago, and today's value with the engines, it's saved racing in the Northeast as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think we've given up one iota of competition in order to do that. So the racing program has certainly fulfilled a lot of our dreams, and in the engine program, the spec engine really saved us. And, again, I don't think we've given up anything as far as the competition.
Were you raised as a short track racer in your younger days?
I was. I grew up in Barrie, and when you grew up in Barrie, Thunder Road is part of the social fabric of Central Vermont. So I was up there as a kid. Then when I was 16, 17, started working on Robbie Crouch's car, crewing for him, then Joey Carafas, and then I went on my own and did some snowmobile racing throughout North America, and then came back and got into racing in the early 90s. I've been racing at Thunder Road and American Tour ever since.
Have you raced many tracks in New Hampshire?
Yes, Canaan, Claremont.
Let's go back over.
I think that's about
the whole short circuit.
Yeah. We've traveled the series for a number of years. Cut back a little bit in the last 2 or 3, but we won the championship a few years ago, and we won the Thunder Road Championship 3 times and won the Airborne Championship 1 year. So we've got a great crew, and they've been good to me, and gave me a good car for today.
Tell me a little bit about driving your sled, as those of us around snowmobiles like to call them. Have you raced competitively?
You mean
in snowmobiles?
Oh yeah, I've raced all over North America. The last year I raced snowmobiles. I was racing Formula One, which is the twin trackers. And my first race was in Manitoba. Then we went to Minnesota, then Wisconsin, back up into Ontario. So that the traveling started to get to me a little bit, and again the cold. So it was nice to come back and race someplace warm, and it was it's thrilling to be on a sled. Back then, we were 105, 110 miles an hour on ice, and it was thrilling.
So when you're racing a snowmobile, you're racing against how many other racers?
Oh, there's probably 15 or 20 in the final event. It's changed a bit since then. They've gotten more into a different type of racing. It's not. This was all oval track, short track racing in snowmobiles when I was doing it, but it's changed into something a little bit different now. But still very thrilling. It's the same kind of competition,
So do you still hop on a sled every so often?
well, I go trail riding every now and then, but not like I used to. I got banged up pretty good there a few times, as you might imagine. But it's again, it's good to be back to racing cars. And that was my first love. Anyhow.
Tell me a little bit more about your team. You mentioned having the opportunity to drive this car.
Yeah, we've most of my team's been together for 10, 12 years, so we've got some sort of a bond, and through thick and thin and good and bad, we've stuck together, and they're very capable. And they're that's what gives you your success, is the people you surround yourself with, and they certainly have done that for me. And owe me nothing. But we also help out Brad Layton. Have his push car out of our shop. So we're somewhat familiar with the track as well here, but we've never raced here, obviously.
Not a bad guy to have in your team.
No, he's a good guy, and we get along really well. And in fact, I talked to him a little bit today. So. It's good to have his input, and he's obviously been very successful.
Well, you must be a good guy if you're hanging around with Brad.
Well, I don't know. Yes, very. He's a good guy.
Phil Scott, good luck here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Thanks very much. We look forward to coming back.